Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss post-graduation in Australia. I wasn't planning on discussing post-graduation in Australia, but due to a request on my previous video by my dear friend Vikram, I have decided to make this video. So let's begin. There are three major pathways for IMGs to gain registration in Australia. So number one is the standard pathway. Number two is the competent authority pathway. And number three is the specialist pathway. These are the three major pathways. So let's start with the standard pathway. You necessarily have to gain your MBBS or your undergraduate degree from your home country, and once you get that, you can apply to the AMC for standard pathway, and simultaneously you have to get your degree verified, and this is EPIC verification. This step is common whether you go to US or UK or Australia. After that, you have to appear for exams, which is the AMC Australian Medical Council. AMC means Australian Medical Council multiple choice question exam. After you pass this exam, you have to take the AMC part 2, which is the clinical exam, and receive AMC certificate once you have passed both of them. Once you get this AMC certificate, you can apply for a job, and if you are accepted, you get this employment offer. After that, you can apply to the MBA, which is the Medical Board of Australia. Alright, Medical Board of Australia. Sorry for that. Medical Board of Australia. And after that, you get provisional registration. Once you obtain provisional registration, you can work in Australia and complete your 12 months of supervised practice. Once you have done this practice for 1 year, you can apply for general registration. This is the general registration, and once you gain the general registration, it means that you are completely registered. So there are three levels of registration in Australia. The most basic level is this mentioned here, the limited registration. Number 2 is this provisional registration, and number 3 is this general registration. So the paths can diverge. Okay, you can take an alternate pathway here. After passing AMC multiple choice question exam, you can directly secure an employment offer, apply for jobs, and if you manage to secure an employment offer, you can directly apply to the Medical Board of Australia for limited registration. After that, you can work in the Australia for 12 months. All right, once you complete this, or during this work, during the time you are working in Australia, you can pass the AMC clinical exam. Also, you do not have to go to Australia first and pass the AMC clinical exam. You can be doing that while you work. Okay, and there is also another thing that you can do here, which is complete a workplace-based assessment. Workplace-based assessment is not offered everywhere in Australia. It has quite a limited number of seats. It is happening only in 4 states of Australia, so it is quite difficult to go through this. So you have to basically give AMC part 1 and part 2 and work for 1 year. Then you can apply for general registration. Now the competent authority pathway, which it means that the Board of Australia, Medical Board of Australia, it recognizes some educational boards as competent enough or equal enough to them. The better word here is equal. So what they consider is if you have taken PLAB, or if you have taken USMLE, or they also consider Canada and Ireland equals. But if you have taken PLAB and you have taken your USMLE and you have 1 year experience of working either in Australia or in the US, you can go through this pathway. This is the eligibility criteria, and of course before this all you have to have MBBS degree. So you have to go through this pathway. What you do is that you directly apply for jobs in Australia, and before that you have to get your degrees verified through EPIC verification. And once you have done this, you have an employment letter in your hand. You can apply to the MBA Medical Board of Australia for provisional registration. Once you get this, you can work in Australia for 12 months. Not for 12 months, you have to work for 12 months to get the general registration. And once you get this, you are all done. There is the third pathway now, which is the specialist pathway. As the name suggests, the specialist pathway is reserved for the specialists who have already done their specialty training from their home country. For example, if someone is already a general surgeon in their home country, then they can go through this pathway. What you have to do is that you apply to the AMC, you get your degrees verified, and then you have to apply to a relevant specialist medical college. You do not apply to a hospital or directly to the medical board, but you apply to a medical college for assessment. Once your portfolio or your documents are assessed, your college sends you the assessment outcome, and according to the outcome you can either get the provisional registration or you can get specialist registration. This depends on the outcome of your application. So this is all about the three major pathways for IMGs to move to Australia. If you need more information, you can go to this website, medicalboard.au.gov. This is the website from where I have got these amazing flowcharts, so simple to understand. I would also like to share my opinion which of these I think are the best and the easiest pathway to get to Australia. I think, according to me, according to researches I have done, it is the competent authority pathway which is the easiest and easiest for an IMG, because the standard pathway might look simple. The AMC, you have to only take 2 exams and you get to Australia, but the clinical exam is notoriously difficult to pass. Many IMGs end up taking it again and again, and these are quite expensive. Both of these exams are very expensive compared to the USMLE or even or to the PLAB. So I would, due to the cost and due to the difficulty passing the exam, and also it is difficult to match into the desired specialties of the IMGs. So these are 3 major problems with the standard pathway. In the competent authority pathway, what you can do is that you can, in my opinion, one should go to the UK first, and after working in the UK for some time, or even after getting into the desired specialty training in the UK, once you get a job in the UK, once you have started training or completed your junior training in the UK, by which I mean the STs. Even if you haven't become a consultant in the UK, even before that, if you have entered specialty training, you can use that in your portfolio to get into your desired specialty in Australia. This can be used very well because getting into the UK is very easier. You only have to take the PLAB and IELTS. You can go in, if you want the details, please go to my previous video, why I think that the competent authority pathway is easier and simpler for IMGs. If you are interested in PLAB or USMLE, please go ahead and watch my previous videos. And I also want to thank my subscribers for the amazing response, the amazing number of views and likes. It is awesome. Thank you.